Good evening, good people, and welcome to yet another match of the Winter Tournament 2025. That's a weird year to say. I'm Saracen, joined in the booth by Lord Fizzlebeef. Fizz, how you doing?
Hello, I'm here again, repeatedly. This is going to be different though. We are now in the round of 32 of WindFox versus raxraxraxraxrax. I'm excited. I see black belts. I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm excited.
You know, it's funny because I don't recall you ever being excited about black belts. However, it is exciting to see them sometimes.
Yeah, here's the thing. This flag set it's the ultimate case of, like, attempting to triage a black belt, and when it works, it's neat. And the rest of the time, it's a case of when do you call off the search?
Right. I follow you. Now, this being the round of 32, there are a few changes to the flag set, notably some stat variations and River to Melmond, and a little bit more shards required. So we'll see how that impacts things. And so this is going to be a fair bit different than what was seen in qualifiers, or if you were watching the round of 64 races earlier. But these runners, both very high quality. WindFox in the top 5 of Duck Derby last year. Rax, the winner of the Duckling Rally later in the year. So both very solid runners of the game. I'm excited.
Yes. I'm also delighted to see that both of our runners have taken a black mage today. In terms of Blursings, before we get started real quick, that our black belt is going to get promo fighter armor. Probably not going to come up, but you never know. The fighter has telemagic. That is going to come up. And that black mage has plus 40 vitality. It's going to be big eventually. And we're off.
Warp at level 1, and no sweepers.
And Oxiel out of the item shop.
Cure 4 and exit on the white magic. Yeah.
Telemagic, what's that?
Exactly. So Cure 4, exit, both very solid spells for the white mage to learn. This is looking like kind of a challenging start, and I'm actually a little concerned about buying spells before buying literally anything to punch an enemy down with, but we'll see. Taking a large knife plus 2 on both sides? No, Iron Hammer. I respect an Iron Hammer, you know?
Yeah. An Iron Hammer with a plus in front of it, like, it will do something to Garland, and that's really all we need it to do right now.
Cloth plus 5 and Wood plus 5 are actually good armors. I don't know if people are ready to hear that.
Well, I mean, Wood plus 5 is just slightly worse chain. Like, it's hard to say no to that. Oh, going straight for Provoca.
This feels rough. I actually, this is going to be weird to say, I want the 3 chests out of Toph, or the 3 chests out of Matoya, before I go to Provoca, on the off chance that I get literally anything out of them.
Oh no! WindFox bounced off of Temple of Fiends.
Oh!
Dropped a save and hit the wall.
So that is our shuffled chime access today. That's actually tragic. So, yeah, I would be stopping by Matoya before doing anything here. Actually, Rax, by taking that ogre fight, did get level 2 charges. Cake is the spell. Oh, boy.
Yep. There was a question in chat earlier. Do we at least have improved fire? Yes, fire is improved, so we can make it do things, but not anything we want right now.
getting a crown out of the deal here.
Mhm.
And we have extended open on, right?
Yep.
I'm not a big fan of the expensive housing that we're seeing there. Tents at almost 60 gold is actually painful.
So,
To answer another question, yes, this is a Danny seed.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Do we go 3 for 3 on upholding the reputation of Our Lady of Nuclear Spiders?
I know what I'm betting on. Question in chat, did either of them talk to the king? No, we have not had a king talking to yet. Rax in position to be the first one to attempt it, if they remember.
It would be a good idea.
WindFox so far is the only one with the knowledge that TOF is locked.
No, Rax actually walked up there and bounced without saving and reset.
Oh.
I saw the walk.
Oh,
and I was
okay.
wondering what the decision was there, and then you reminded me of the pain of that flag. Chain +3, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Chain with a plus, we'll take it.
It is technically better than the wood with a plus. Rax is going to the king. For the crystal. That's actually very humorous. Now you feel bad that you didn't go to the king before taking the walk.
This is just the feels bad seed.
So yeah, WindFox definitely knows. WindFox dropped a save and then bounced and then had to walk out. So Rax saved just a little bit of headache there. WindFox is going to have to double dip Matoya now, which is also sad.
No marked boxes yet.
Oh, that's fine. We've only seen 3. To get a canal. Can I just say that this seed so far is just butts?
Yes. Well, let's see. We've got Fire 1 and Quake as our offensive potential across both schools of magic. That's not super. And then we've got a forced black belt. That's weighing down our party a little bit. Yeah, it's truly one of the seeds of all time.
So, the flip side here, and, if I'm remembering right, Canaria Weapon Shop had a nicely plussed silver sword for sale. And with the Matoya check, we actually had the money to get it. Dragon Armor +5. Ooh. Spice.
Yeah. You don't really want that black belt, do you? Alright, Rax first up to Astos. What are we holding? The boat.
The ship. And yes, we kind of knew that was going to be the case.
Yeah. Bit of a miss menu or a careful buffering to make sure that wall is cast before we attempt any casts of fire. There are no misplays, there's only elaborate RNG manipulation.
At least with the improved Fire Ice Lit flag, we actually have the firepower to do this.
That's true. Because also we just got dark, so the punches and the dagger aren't doing anything now.
Improved dark in this flag set, right?
Right.
Yeesh.
Third firecast gets us there. WindFox, can you match?
I think WindFox has decided to fade the king. Based on what I'm seeing. And therefore does not have the canal.
It will come up sooner rather than later, I feel.
We'll see.
Level 3 magic. I missed black. What has white got? Nothing of value.
Fog 2 could be material.
Yeah, it's in one of the slots we don't talk about, though.
Yeah. Wow.
Level 4, nothing of value. Good gravy.
Yeah. Okay, we have real spells here.
Yeah,
I'm on board.
yeah. We got Ice 3, we got Temper. Okay, magic is salvageable at 4, possibly 3, because I missed what all those were. Although we weren't in there very long, so I don't think we picked up anything. Fire 3. Okay, yeah. Fire 3, Ice 3. Ship.
Okay. Yeah, we good. That is enough, honestly. And Temper at 4 is an acceptable level. Like, you're going
Yes.
to have charges of that walking
Yep.
into the end game.
Yep.
It's not going to be bad.
Yep.
Pro Rings for sale.
Alright, Rax headed over to Crescent, which... Pretty sure this is the only thing we have left to check.
Sounds right to me.
Level 6 checks? Nah.
So, with this being what it is, you got Ruby Rod, TNT, Adamant. Yeah. So TNT, all right, cool, I guess. I feel as though this is going to just be this incredibly linear back and forth all over the place until we finally get an item with divergence. And the only item that makes sense to be divergence, well, there's two, and it's like the canoe, and it's not even divergence at that point, but like the ruby gets us something because there's two checks. But otherwise,
Now,
we're looking at back and forth until we get a canoe.
I'm looking at what this seed is putting down. And I'm going to will a thought out there in the next 3 seconds. What if this TNT is more fetch into Chime and Princess has our canoe?
Well, it's the ruby, so we're getting 2 items. Acceptable?
Bottle herb, herb into Chime. Let's go.
That would be funny. One of the things that I think is really interesting about this flag set is the no incentive items in Marsh or Ice, which is very atypical for tournament flag sets and is kind of trolly in the way that it pushes you forward.
It does limit the early dungeons, but there's 2 reasons I would be thankful to see those off. The first one is with vanilla touch attacks, Marsh is a real bad place. I don't want to go. You can't make me. And with sorcerers in Ice Cave, it's even worse in there.
Yes.
So, like, I'm okay not going to those 2 places. I know I'm, the mascot of, early Ice every time. In this flag set, I would prefer not to, thank you.
All right, well, WindFox about to get that canal. Rax getting blazed. 420 blaze it. Yeah.
We done blazed, and now we've decided we don't like Titan Strove. Let's see what Sarda has. There's our canoe. Okay, well,
the canoe is
dashed.
Good. Yeah. Hope's dashed, but at the same time, I did not feel good about the box situation that Rax ran into, because what I was gathering from it was that the 2 unmarked boxes were boring gold, and the other 2, one was a shard and one was an incentive item, maybe?
Yes.
And, yeah, that creates some interesting dilemmas. By there.
Okay, so the green spiders are fine. No word yet on the blue spiders.
We're walling the black mage. This is fine.
Look, you got to do what you got to do.
I'm on board. You like you said, you got to do what you got to do. There's no joke there.
Yeah.
This is the best of a bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
To get the chime.
There we go. Okay, I was one off. All right.
Oh wow, that's
The ultimate dream I was living under was chime before floater, and we still got there. So
right. Good job, Danny. I also think that Rax decided to skip out on the other box for potentially having run out of Fire 3s.
possibly.
Yeah, there was a Fire 3 quote-unquote wasted in the course of that because there was only the Green Ogre remaining, and
Right, we could have just fire won that, yeah.
yeah, same damage, just different resist or magic accuracy. Yeah.
It's tough to be too kind of nitpicky about it because when you're actually playing this in the moment, you're staring at a Groger that will blizzard you at any minute and you're going, oh god, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Like
Yeah. Opal Bracelet +2, by the way, from the bottom left box.
Okay.
So, respectable.
Alright, we're through Garland, and what is this nightmare power gauntlet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Didn't even need it right now. Alright.
That's a 20 minutes from now problem. Yeah. I love it, honestly. I mean,
so
y'all have seen my handiwork with tempers and power gauntlets in weird situations. I am a huge fan of having it early for the fact that you can do funny things to funny encounters. Who knows if it comes up? With the scaling here, it does really matter a lot.
Yes.
All right, WindFox coming up on the Ruby at Narek, if I'm remembering our chain correctly.
Yes, Ruby at Narek into Canoe Chime.
I'm not a huge fan of where Rax parked the boat. I like going to the junction so that I can, save. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter, but it's still faster from the junction than it is from Crescent. But the junction being nice because normally in other flag sets where ice has an item, you get to pick, and sometimes you take a very dangerous walk into ice and find out that it's Garbo and reset all the way back to the junction.
Tiles. Okay.
Dakin Wings is, it's a tile that exists.
If we want to get that black belt airborne, I can think of worse tiles.
Yeah, but I can also think of a lot better ones.
Yeah.
I would still look. Especially here.
Here, yes. But if we don't find anything good on the other tiles, I'm gonna have some thoughts. Oh, and apparently the iguanas have Fire 3.
Yeah. Playing the role of Agamas today.
WindFox making an attempt to make it through this bad, terrible box fight Black
The
Mage
Black Mage
surviving.
lives.
Okay.
Okay. Hey,
All
Ribbon
right.
on Rax's side in the Volcano Armory. Also, I believe I saw a Pro Ring to go with that Opal +2.
Mhm.
Yeah, like there's some real good gear here.
Mhm.
Special shout out to the fact that from an equipment standpoint, Rax didn't buy all of the like random stuff that was available in Canaria, where you could get like cloth +5 and suddenly have 11 absorb on your mages.
Yep.
So like spreading out the equipment is actually a valuable thing here.
Mhm.
Also, there was a good sword for the fighter. I love good swords for the fight.
Boy, this is a difficult decision because I feel like we're getting okay stuff for both fighter and black belt. All right, this is a bad tile. We don't want that tile.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the steak and wings tile. I'm looking at it.
I think
Right.
that from an encounter standpoint, what I want to see, I haven't seen yet.
Mhm.
But I don't think that the steak and wings were particularly tested. You know,
Right.
like, and that counts for a lot too. Like, if you just haven't seen anything. Oh, by the way, WindFox bought Nuke. It was either 5 or 6.
Mm, I haven't seen 5 or 6.
It was 5, according to our tracker, Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Level
Life
5
2
nuke is
also.
fine.
Level 5 Nuke is annoying because it's in the worst slot. Level 5
Yeah,
Magic taking the most inputs to get to.
but at least we'll have charges.
Yeah.
Alright, WindFox back in Canaria, picking up the Oxyale. Gonna get the LOL about the chime momentarily. Right now it just seems like Rax has 4 or 5 minute lead on WindFox. That could change in a heartbeat.
Yeah. I don't trust these flags to retain the lead on anybody in particular.
Yeah.
It shifts quickly. WindFox is going to go check the 3 chests and therefore get that opal bracelet, which is good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Checker pointing out that fast is still MIA, so that's 7 or 8.
That is concerning.
I mean, we don't need as many fast charges. We just need a couple, 2 or 3.
Well, if fighter strats, yes. I don't typically care that much if we're running the black belt, which, by the way, just got pummeled on Rax's side. Or, yeah, on Rax's side. There is the herb coming out of Volcano. Yes, it is exit o'clock. Good decision in my mind.
Yep. The red D chest can't be that good, and it will be very dangerous to get there.
The only thing that's missing is we don't know tiles 3 or 4 at this point. So,
Right.
like, Like, I would like to know what those are. Do I care enough? No.
Yeah.
Rax opting to leave the white mage face down, and I cannot... Or no, the black belt.
No, the black belt. The black belt's face down.
The black belt is face down. Okay.
But
I don't
still
mind
in
that
the first
decision
slot.
either, honestly. Like, if we find the thing for the black belt, great. We bring them back at that point. Until then, the knight does its thing. We get a tail, which tells me that Ordeals is in our future.
Yep. Okay, now we've done the shift. I can't help but wonder what we were holding on to before we made that decision. Maybe we were hoping for floater and then just go straight for desert or something, but we've decided nope. We just fighter lead now. We don't need a black belt. Black belts are stupid.
Well, and again, we need to find a thing to make that black belt worthwhile, and we haven't yet. Now, downside, Rax does not have the life 2 because I don't believe that Rax went to the level 5 map.
I don't think so.
We are remembering warp charges, though, which is a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there was a shortcut in there, which is an even better time.
Yep.
I love shortcuts. Okay. WindFox not far behind. Just a spike tile and then the trapped box.
Mm-hmm. Without the trip to Volcano, this is going to be something that WindFox will probably catch up faster with later.
So the concern that I have on that is Rax has a ribbon and a pro ring and some other stuff from Volcano that, as we get a little further, can matter. And I mean, the nice advantage here for WindFox is if leaning into black belt strats, which I don't think WindFox generally does, but if leaning into black belt strats, not having to fish out the tail is pretty cool.
Yeah. So Rax first out, headed for the adamant turn-in. WindFox not terribly behind.
And this adamant turn-in basically has to be floater. And by basically, I think that's the only option left.
Key.
Oh, right. Or rod, because then you can do post-rod lock.
Earth cave is incentivized. Yeah.
Oh, baby. Now I'm feeling really good about that ribbon. Like, real good about that ribbon. Now, does Rax check magic for where Rax go?
Elfland. To bring back the black belt, so we do tile checks.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I follow that logic.
No. What are we looking for?
Item shop?
Healing pots? Are we that low? Alright. Might as well top off. And houses just in case of grind. And cabins for funsies.
I think cabins for grind to a degree, but I mean, I would only be getting cabins to grind for the sake of a black belt on the overworld.
Yeah.
I am confused but okay with the choice. Yes, this is the correct choice. Get your spells.
Yeah.
Except for the part where you ran out of money and now can't buy new.
It's cheap. Maybe we can vendor something.
I'm sure they'll come back later.
That's Earth Cave. We don't need nukes that badly.
Yeah, we've got Fire 3. It'll be fine.
Yeah. You can kill Lich with anything. No tile checks. I think the Black Belt dream is well and truly dead.
You know, I don't feel terrible about this Earth Cave on Rax's side because again, ribbon, pro ring.
Right.
I think it's a sun sword that the spider is swinging.
Yes.
So that feels pretty decent. Okay, WindFox looking like he's heading...
Volcano mayhaps?
Yeah, but
Might
why
not
park
like...
there?
Unsure regarding the parking, but as for why we're doing this in the first place, knowing that Blaze Grogers exist, I also would hesitate to commit to Earth.
Oh, we're checking item shop. Okay.
That might just be happenstance.
Yeah,
I think
it's
we're... Yeah.
dock parking with a canoe. Docks are gross. We don't like them.
No, we're leaving.
And going to the junction. Okay. I guess. You know what? I'm not going to complain too much. This is a very reasonable play.
But
White
is it,
shirt-
though?
White
Are we
shirt from
Hail
the
Mary?
aftershot.
Okay.
So
I was confused about a
decision
possible
is...
ice Hail Mary, but yeah.
Well, I mean, there's nothing in ice to go for, but...
Mazda? Ribbons?
I suppose. But you're more likely to find interesting things in Volcano.
Yeah.
There's more checks to make, and there's an incentive here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if it made sense, it wouldn't be a Hail Mary.
Yeah. But the decision to come here instead of going to Earth... Thorhammer +4, not bad.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Give that white mage something to do. But yeah, the decision to come to Volcano makes a lot of sense in that there's a lot of boxes, there's an incentive, and there's significantly lower Groger populations.
Yes.
And just fewer random encounters, like the step count matters a lot.
Yes, yes. Meanwhile, down here on Earth 4, we've hit our first marked box. It had Un Troll, and there's our floater.
Okay. Alright, Mage Stick, Flame Sword is kind of meh. Vorpal +5 is a real sword.
Yes. With the level 4 temper, we can get mileage out of that.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of that. There's that Sunsword +5 on WindFox's side. There's the ribbon, which, I mean, anytime you find a ribbon in any flag set, you are immediately happier for it.
Yes.
And Rack's gonna go claim the 2 shards from
the
our
2 free
local
shards.
carpet. Yep, we're just gonna beat the carpet clean and get some shards out of it, you know? They're just big rocks that fell out of the shoes. Well, WindFox has found some Groger pain, but it's fine. And the decision is made to leave.
Ooh, that's...
So,
I get it. We don't have a white mage, but there's an incentive item down there, and we got Telemagic.
Yeah, we've got Telemagic. We have a Warp Caster in the first place. We now have a ribbon. Yeah. I understand the decision. It looks like the decision is, I want to go back and get my guys up.
Yeah. Rax has returned with cash, lived by their nuke. And Bane dreams of a Tia kill, or a Kraken kill.
I don't hate it. We have a floater, we have an Oxyale, we have an airboat.
Those all add up.
Yeah. We also have a tail, and I have this strange feeling that that's exactly where Rax is heading. Uh-huh. I mean, if there was ever any question about whether that black belt was getting off the ground, that was answered just now.
Yeah. I was pretty convinced when we didn't bring it back heading for Earth Cave, but yeah, this is the final nail in the coffin right here.
Switching to the Vorpal very early. I would consider staying on the Sun Sword a little longer just because of the higher base attack power. But I understand. Crit's good.
It's really a question of how much we're going to rely on that sword for your average trash encounter. Between Nuke and Harm 3, or, you know, Fire 3 and Ice 3 and Harm 3, I don't see the difference between the two mattering much, so we might as well just do it now so we don't forget to do it later.
That makes sense. Yes. This is the perfect time to see this encounter.
Yup.
And opting to nuke instead of... It's Ice 3 for these guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Gasties are vulnerable to ice.
Which is remembered the second round. But, I mean, very reasonable to want to get those down, get the massive experience.
Mm-hmm.
So that you can get disappointing spell slots on. Oh, defense +4, big!
Take it.
Also decent sword, actually hits hard.
Yep. It's pretty comparable to a Sun Sword, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, with better crit. Like, its stat outlay is surprisingly good. It's just, you know, you're talking about named swords at the end game. It's not really a contender against the big four.
But with a +4 on it, like, I feel like it lands in this war territory.
Absolutely.
We're going to check out Waterfall before we check out the Shrine.
I like it. I think that's a very reasonable and organic play.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, WindFox lands the herb from Volcano and is gonna go check the Agama tile. WindFox still holding out hope that we find the tile we need to get this black belt off the ground.
Cube is a nice, big, juicy find there.
Mm-hmm.
I like knowing how to get to the most item-dense dungeon in the game.
Oh no, WindFox did not check out the Agama tile, went to the room, opened the free box, and is now one warp at a time exiting. And is leaving.
I think there's always the question of risk on tiles, and that was the decision point there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these are B-side tiles, so they can be concerning.
And is headed down towards Crescent. Remembers that's not where they park, turns around, heads north.
Yes.
This is why I don't park at the junction, because I never remember that I do it.
It is my muscle memory. If I have canoe, ship, and canal, that's where I park.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we got some vampires in a box. Did you know that that was just a casket? But, you know, they're roommate.
Were they doubling up for cost sharing? What are they doing?
I don't know. I mean, sometimes you just need to have a sleepover, right?
That's fair. That's fair. So WindFox has tail and now has the bad news of, dang it, it was Earth all along.
Yeah. Rax going into less than, greater than, less than. However you choose to say it, it is technically a less than and a greater than sign.
Yeah, but it's better mouthfeel to say it alphabetically.
I agree. And that's why I do it that way too.
Yeah. We only got one shard out of greater than less than, which I feel like every time I forget to check it or I skip Mirage entirely, there's like 5 shards in here, and every time I look, there's like 1.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't hate seeing another ribbon here. Alright, Windfox into Earth. Heal stick, garbage, experience, money. Light axe, kinda? That would be great armor if we didn't already have a dragon plus 5.
If we didn't have Dragon plus 5, that would be great. Otherwise, it was wildly underwhelming.
What a sad tile.
Yeah.
I like rock goals, but I don't like them that much.
Yeah.
We are starting with the meme check on this floor, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. 100% of the time when you don't check this, it's the incentive.
Right. Okay, Windfox fighting some giants, which I seem to recall the giants had something. Or what? No, it was because they were in the pack with the iguanas.
Right. It was the iguanas, yeah. Oh, a whole lot of nothing out of Sky 1 so far.
Yeah. But remembering that you have warp, saving all those steps is very good.
Free pro ring?
You know, sometimes you gotta figure that out later.
Uh-huh.
I think Rax generally subscribes to the I'm only going to make equipment changes if there's enough equipment changes to make.
Yes.
And
which is a good strat.
Yeah. I'm on board generally. And so, and Pro Ring being at least 2 menus worth of effort is tricky.
Yep.
Yet not deemed worthwhile. I'm fine with that. It is entirely consistent with that philosophy. I'm on board.
Mm-hmm.
The answer is always heck that floor. We have warp. I'm on board.
But it's on that floor.
I mean, isn't it rando?
No.
It is rando, but never that rando. It's always that floor. I know. I am actually kind of impressed at the general lack of spike chests here, like monster in a boxes. We have just not seen a lot of them.
Like, there weren't many in Volcano, and there hasn't been many so far in Mirage Sky. Like, they all gotta be clustered up somewhere.
So, there's, 6 in Cardia. There's X number in Ice that, heck Ice. You got 32 in C?
It sounds right.
If I'm remembering right, it's 32 in Sea, 33 in Volcano for chest. But, like, I mean, we're in the dungeon of, what is it, 51, 52? And just not seeing them.
Oh,
extra ribbon. You actually do take the menu time for that.
Yup.
Also, did you see that Black Mage had over 400 hit points?
I love it. I'm big fan. It's a good day when our Black Mage has more health than our White Mage.
It's at least a funny day. Shoutouts to Barber, who continues to work on funny sprites and has made an eye that is doing like the cartoon Awooga. Like the eye is popping out of the center. And there's our key.
Okay.
Alright. So, limited possibilities for the loot, which I appreciate. I don't know how I feel about skipping those fighters, because I really like the amount of experience they give.
Right. With this 3-man setup, it really does pay dividends to take some of the more spicy fights. Like we're taking, 4R Hydras, which is good. Maybe it was a case of we didn't want to pay the time and magic cost to get through 2 fighters. Because that could take a bit if they roll up.
Yeah. I like the Bane Sword coming out and finishing off one of them.
Mm-hmm. So the question is, do we press forward to Tia?
I would.
We're healing. We're healing, so that seems to indicate yes.
We have a Bane Sword. We have a Power Gauntlet. We have a Ruse Stick. I think Rax has a defense, too. I would absolutely be pushing up to Tia.
Yep.
And if there's a mech that happens upon our way, I'd probably be trying to force that.
Oh, that's a level of spice I'm not sure I'd commit to, but it's mostly on the back of that White Mage having almost no offensive power to it.
It has Cure 4s.
That's not offense.
It doesn't matter, to me at least. Alright. We rusin'. We white shirtin'. We Bane swordin'. Ineffective on our first Bane. It's okay.
Yeah. It's not like Brack, it doesn't work on the first try every time.
It didn't work the second time either. Damage poison comes out, takes out that White Mage. Which, honestly, I'd be fine with. Like, I don't like the White Mage being dead, but I don't hate it. It's better experience funneling to the characters that we care about.
And it's a faster fight, fewer inputs.
Yeah. Did not like seeing 2 hits from that Vorpal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we are fully committing to the changeover to damage at this point. We're not interested in trying to Bane anymore, and I get that.
With the AoE damage coming our way, like, I get it. We only have so much, health, and eventually AoE would get through. But not if Vorpal finally does Vorpal things first.
Yep. It was really the temper for good luck. Yeah, like, looking at that defense sword, it's got 47 hit, it's got 38 attack power, it's got 20-something crit. That's a decent sword. We are headed to Canaria to unlock the treasury
Mm-hmm.
and find out if we actually have to do C. I mean, we're going to have to go to C because there's enough boxes there to merit it, but like...
Right. Yeah, I think we're just way too far away on the shard count right now. I think we're still like, what, 7 or 8 away?
Enough. Yeah. And that tells us that we're getting equipment here. Which, again, I don't hate an XCal, but this is telling me that we are looking at an obnoxious, which is to say, I don't think we've seen either the bottle or the slab yet, and that means that one of those is going to be in C to lead the other to lead to the loot.
Mm-hmm.
Sad.
Now, if it's slab to bottle, we're fine. If it's bottle to slab, we get real upset.
Yep.
Our tracker already calling for slabs bottle in chat.
Yeah, you know, we'll see what happens.
Ooh, magic check. What do we got? Hey, we found Fade, level 7. Didn't find Fast, though. So that's probably in Gaia somewhere.
Yep.
With a 3-man party, like, I'd pick it up and hope that I have a charge for Chaos.
Rax skipping out on that Naga feels odd to me because I'd at least swing with the fighter and run with the mages.
Yeah.
But I get it. I mean, there are plenty of levels that have been gained in the course of this.
Mm-hmm.
And that fighter should feel pretty decent. It's just, then you gotta worry about mages. Oh, I saw the X in here. Alright, rock goals? Okay. Cool. Cheeky Bane that is going to be resisted.
Yep.
Rax, you didn't carbonate her. What is this?
Now you know how I feel having stared at untalked to hooray dwarfs this entire run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why our runners think there's some sort of tournament race on our hands today.
Well, the worst part was Rax turned directly to Bubbles before going up to the box. And then was like, oh, hey, there's a box here.
Uh-huh.
We are getting to the point, though, that Black Wizard may very well have the level 8 charge to cast fast.
Yep.
WindFox working his way up through Mirage 2.
Rack's still going with the free checks. Probably hoping for a random ribbon. Because, like, weapons are sorted.
Yeah, we have no weapons problems whatsoever. X for lobsters. Excuse me.
Okay, but why though?
Look, Seabugs, we really don't need that sort of stress in our life.
So WindFox in Mirage, Rax approaching Kraken.
Rax still needs more shards, but that's literally just a walk to carry, I think.
Bane. Doesn't work this time. We're going with evasion strats. We got Roostick, we got White Shirt. The dreaded ink arrives, but everyone resists it. Bane? No Bane. Ink once again. All resist. Test swing. 3 hits 491. That's progress. That's not. And the Bane wakes up, poison smoke, terminated. We get our 4 shards here. How far away are we? 2 shards short, I believe.
That's what I was seeing, so that is quite literally just a carry kill. But we do still need to chase down this bottle.
Yep.
To slab.
Bottle to slab to loot.
This gives us an excuse to check our 7 and 8 black magic, find out when fast is.
Yep.
It's 8.
Good. It's 8. As was prophesied.
It's Lefane 8. Oh, never stop, game. Like, all in all, this seed hasn't been, like, destructively rude, but it certainly has not respected our runner's time.
No, it's definitely had its jokes, for sure.
The Muppet art is accurate.
WindFox currently at 15 shards, so 13 to go.
WindFox has had kind of a rough go of this seed. Rack's gonna check the dwarf lock just to see if perhaps there's enough shards here. There is not.
Nope.
I like the play. It's just sad that it didn't work out.
Already a forest? Where are we going? Oh, we're going straight to Lefane. Alright.
We slabbing.
We slabbing.
So, I think what I worry about at this point is the Topher rude enough for whatever's going on to matter, right? Like, does the black belt need to happen? The weapon situation tells me probably not.
Well, you say that, and yet we know what all the worst parts of the Topher situation are. We know that Lich is going to open with Nuke. We know that Tia's going to open with Bane. We know that Chaos is sporting a Nuke, a Cure 4, a Crack, and a Slow 2. Like, there's bad in there.
Yeah. The part that worries me is more the bump in stats and HP.
Mm-hmm.
since we have pretty aggressive clamping on our bosses.
Mm-hmm. And without a lot of sources of buff, I'm worried that we just get run over by the AoE.
And that's absolutely fair. Like, there is the reasonable question of, do we need to get a little bit more going on? And we certainly need a couple more levels on the Black Mage, just so we
Yeah.
have a couple extra fasts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go into vanilla scripts and spells chaos with only one fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the possibility of the stats being high enough for it to just be a bad time and run through multiple slow twos that hit the knight.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. But, the flip side is I haven't seen WindFox doing anything to support that black belt.
Right.
Right?
With
Like,
only a single fast cast, that's gonna get real awkward real fast. Like, I mean, yes, technically, a mid to high 20s black belt is kind of Fighter Maza comparable at the same level, but like, we need more than that. And the time it'll take us to get there will be a while with a full party of 4.
yeah, and that's what I mean by not seeing things that support the strategy around the black belt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've also promoted, so if we're concerned about that, we also need to allocate a ribbon to this now master.
Yeah, I've never been hyper concerned about that. Like, yes, MDef is real, I guess, but so is the opal bracelet and a ribbon. Like,
Right, but it's it's the thought process around allocating the ribbon there versus anywhere else. Now, I
on
think,
chaos, I'd prefer ribbon on damage.
yeah, and I'm with you on that.
Mhm.
All right, Rax, pulling on up.
Give a quick doot, and we through.
Mid Topher, best Topher. That's what I hear all the cool kids saying these days.
But my third floor. I need it for when I make poor decisions over the course of an hour.
I really wanted that white wizard to swing and kill the lich.
Uh-huh.
I really wanted it. So I think, if I was not mistaken, that black mage is 24 and therefore has 0 fast charges.
That is unfortunate. I believe I saw 0 over at level 8, yes. So we're at carry 2. White Mage going for evasion strats. Swing and nuke gets us to a little under 700 damage done turn 1. Swing, wait is on order. Xcal, 2 hits 109. Xcal fails us. We're gonna make sure this happens. 3 hits 610, there we go.
That's the Xcal we know and love.
Mm-hmm. Incoming Kraken 2 fight. We are going to use a temper. Incoming Lightning 2. That's the thing that we want Kraken to use. 3 hits 561 is fine. Temper goes off. White shirt goes off. We're not going to worry about full evasion. We're just going to use our little white shirt totem in the 3rd slot. Is that
I'm on
melee
board
out of the
with
Black
that.
Mage?
Yeah, that was a melee with the Black Mage. It probably should have been a Bane.
Ooh. Kraken's still
Momentary
living.
heart attack.
Oh, momentary. But nope, we're through. Everything's fine. Nothing happened. Now this, we have 2 ribbons. So I think all in all we'll be fine. But Bane may do Bane things.
If it does, it hits the Black Wizard.
Which it does.
Yep.
More evasion and more swing out of our knight. After 2 rounds, this Tia is not long. Probably 1 or 2 more rounds before Tia is done.
I do have the mild concern. Okay, lit 2 probably means that it goes down here.
Yep.
I was a little concerned that maybe there is an errant punch that comes out and does punch things, but here we are, to the Chaos floor.
Okay.
I would also be life 2ing the Black Belt. Are we doing it? We're doing it. All right.
We're doing it. A Blade of Meat shield is online.
Yes.
Oh, but are we hanging on to that Excal? We are.
Whoa, that's a problem.
Time for Ruse and Temper. We're going with evasion.
That's a big whoops.
Ice 3 dealing damage to the Black Wizard. Evasion going off. More evasion, and we're going with Lock, just in case.
I like it.
I don't think we saw Test Punch, or if we did, I missed it. Incoming melee misses the White Mage. That's pretty good.
So here's why I like Lock. With the scaling we have here, the evasion is enough to be painful. And this is just a little safety, to make sure that we can actually swing through.
With the Knight at full evasion, the White Mage has abandoned evasion strats. The wall goes up just in time to dodge a crack. And now we're back to white shirt strats. Temper continuing to load up on that Knight with the Excal.
Ooh, so much absorb. That sword swap needed to happen and didn't.
We're gonna cure for the Black Mage because we need more tempers. We need more power. We're probably just going to buff until we see the Cure 4, but with Chaos leaning this hard on the skill list, that might be a problem. Tornado comes out, and that Knight is not looking good. Drink time, drink time. Melee misses, giving us just a bit of breathing room.
I'm feeling very concerned about the lack of swinging from this Knight.
I am too. Slow 2 was cast. I did not see result.
Yeah. If it landed, it's reset o'clock.
Yeah. There's the Cure 4. There's our green light. And by green light, I mean red light. We're still on buff strats.
Rube's saying it landed.
Oh boy.
That's...
Uh-oh.
You ain't getting through this with that situation, then.
Boy, that sure looks like it landed.
You sure did. I mean, at least the locks have done something, then?
Yes. At this point, we believe in RNG loop.
Not anymore, we don't. Oh, there's a swirl. Yeah, this is a dead attempt.
Yep.
Super dead.
Now,
I really hate saying this, but we need levels before we go back in.
we don't need a lot of levels, though. Like, we just need the one. And the first floor is right there.
Yeah. Hashtag concern.
Meanwhile,
this is-
WindFox, now in the Sea Shrine, is definite. That was the big break that WindFox needed. WindFox is now on his way to catching up. By the time he gets out of Sea Shrine, might also be Topher ready. Although, if Rax's party didn't make it through, I have questions about whether or not WindFox's will make it through.
Yeah, I'm concerned all around here. All right. We have the concern of slow 2 can land. We've seen it happen. We've seen it hit the wrong person.
Mhm.
Like it's done its thing once. And we don't have the levels for fast yet. I would like minimum 1 cast, which is literally just take an encounter or 2 on the first floor and then exit out and do the full dive.
Mhm.
I did not see enough to merit a master grind.
No.
So, I mean, at least we got that going for us. Like,
Yeah.
numerically, it didn't seem that bad. But we have to also remember, put on the correct sword.
Right. Now, Rax is here at Kraken 2, and we're down our life caster.
And we're down
all our
This
casters.
is a reset.
This is a reset.
Yeah, this is hard-headedness and hoping for the best that you really shouldn't be doing.
Like, I get it. I live this life constantly, but there's a matter of knowing what's coming and knowing what you need to get through it. Like, can we get to Chaos? Probably. But knowing what Chaos has, we need to do the math on how do I make it through it. Now, this might be a Gigabrain attempt at like a 4th slot RNG loop, but I don't know that we necessarily need to be that desperate because the seed has gone pretty great for Rax so far. Like, they've managed to power through quite a bit of it and arrived here at decent levels.
The only thing I'm at this point concerned about is, does WindFox have the wind in the sails to, power past?
Right.
And the levels seem to be sufficient. Like, I'm not concerned from a numeric standpoint. It comes down to the RNG standpoint.
Right.
And, RNG is, in some regards, a skill here. All right, so Tia 2 down again. The knight is being healed up. I'm just not seeing it on this dive. This does not look like the play.
4th slot Hail Mary, let's go. We lived in the 3rd slot previously. That didn't do what we wanted it to do.
We didn't swap swords. We're swapping swords. Thank God.
Hey. Okay, but Chaos with the lucky punch before the 3rd ruse stack goes up. Time for power. Lots of punches out of Chaos. Chaos either assisting or taunting. It is yet to be determined. More power. More power.
Test swing? Test swing.
What do we got? 3 hits, 590. That's a number.
That
we can work with that number.
Yeah, except for this part.
But Chaos is... That skill list is such a problem, and the slow 2 connects.
Yeah, we ain't getting there now.
Yep. Like, there will be some impressive single-hit crits in here, but right now, we are awaiting the arrival of Tornado or Nuke. And
Hello,
there's
Tornado.
Tornado.
I'm seeing an adaptation.
Time for grind.
It looks like we're going for the steak and wings. I'm okay with that.
Might as well. I don't think I've seen anything better.
Rax certainly hasn't checked for more.
Yep, that's a perfectly destructible Tyro. Let's go. Although we should... Oh no, we're getting a level on the mages, and then we're gonna turf them? Because I'm always a big fan of the philosophy of, like, you don't necessarily have to grind, but if you do grind, grind once.
I am on board with that theory. Oh man, I have so many mixed feelings here. The dives will come fast. That's the only thing that's going to be nice. WindFox, meanwhile, Lich 2 first attempt. It's not going to last long. We know this. Nuke does nuke things for low damage. Fade does more damage, but not a lot. Alright, no incoming nuke from Lich 2. That's great. We love those.
Good for the heal pots, but...
Well, and also good because the hit points on that White Wizard, not enough to be safe.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's to be expected.
The 81 damage fade, almost minimum.
Hooray. Well, Rax has finished the grind, it seems. Carrie has been very attracted to black robes. That was like 2 consecutive punches at 4th slot. Like, come on. Alright, WindFox does not have fast casts. That is a worthwhile call out. WindFox also 24 on the Black Wizard.
WindFox is ahead by a couple floors. Rax is here post mini grind, back with a fast charge or 2. That might be enough to get Rax over the finish line, but again, the RNG is going to need to be a little bit cooperative. WindFox, meanwhile, approaching Kraken 2. How's this going to go?
I did like the disrespect on Rax's side of casting Warp at Lich.
Punch for sub 100 does not inspire confidence, and Ink sticking to the Knight makes things a little worse too. This is now a little WindFox going for wall strats while the Knight continues evasion building. If we want to turn that Knight into offense, though, we're gonna need a Cure 4 on that Knight at some point. Never mind, down goes the White Mage.
Yeah, that ain't happening now.
So now our options are attempt to buff the Black Belt with our very limited temper casts, or accept that this ain't happening and reset.
Yeah, I'm very concerned there. Rax, meanwhile, back to the Kraken floor as well.
Like, our Black Belt is making progress, and Kraken is making 0 progress against that Knight, but the resources we're spending here, I feel like we really would have wanted later, and I'm going to include the Black Mage in those resources.
Yeah. Man, the Black Mage losing out there is real painful.
Mhm.
Not a big fan of that. I don't know that this is a finishable dive,
Mhm.
but we're going to see what we see. Well,
Meanwhile. Okay. Meanwhile, Rax continuing evasion strats. Will this nuke get there? No, not quite. Swing, wait is now what we're going with. 233, down goes Crack into WindFox. Still against Tia. Just hold A and wait strats from WindFox as Rax approaches the Tia 2 fight. Lots of AoE against that knight is much better than what melee would be.
well, I mean,
Right.
the ruses were up. So, I
Right,
mean, it's crit fishing versus chip.
Yeah. WindFox through, Rax doing some buffs, getting ready.
That high roll thunder on the Black Wizard, who is still alive after the punch. 2
40
hit points.
vitality.
Cool.
Alright, WindFox, 1v1 versus Chaos. Doing a little last minute equipment stuff. The wood shield is unfortunately the best shield we've got, so on it goes. Let's go. We begin with defense. Crack misses. We continue defense. Ice 3 doesn't do much. Final defense. A punch misses before the final defense goes up. We're now evade capped. We're now more than evade capped. Let's try some power. Chaos once again showing favoritism towards the skill list. Slow 2 was cast, unknown if it landed. What does the Vorpal tell us? It did not land.
That's good news.
We did a test swing. We only got 2 hits, and then the Cure 4 landed. We're going to try a couple more power bonks, and then we're going to see if we can swing for the fences on this. Vorpal, what do you got? 3 hits, 1,034. That's a hit. 1 hit, 324. That's a Vorpal. 2 hits, 308. Vorpaling continues, and the nuke hits for 314. Down goes WindFox. Meanwhile, over on Rax's side, Ice 3 takes out the White Wizard. We did cast a fast at some point. We are continuing evasion. Chaos continuing to favor the spell list over on this side. Not exactly better, but not worse either. The slow 2 lands on the knight. Time to undo that with a fast, and there's the Cure 4. That is the green light to start DPS. Tempers continue as we swing in. What are we swinging? The Vorpal. 6 hits, 1,101. Incoming Crack dodges both of them. More Tempers continue. Swing. 8 hits, 1,381. We just need 1 more of those. Swing. 5 hits, 1,206. Down goes Chaos. Rax finishes in first place with official race time GG time 1 hour, 21 minutes, and 17 seconds. GG.
Yeah, GG, both of our runners. WindFox with the immediate DNF. Understandable.
Mm-hmm.
This one ran a little long for the flag set, I think. And
yeah.
Who boy did it.
Ooh, I see both of our runners in the waiting room. Let me just...
You got the yoinks? Excellent.
And we're now joined by Rax and WindFox. GG.
GG, Rax.
GG's. Wow.
GG's, fam. That was some good racing. It was some rude chaos.
That was. It took me what, 3 or 4 times? WindFox, how many did it take you? I saw you almost had it the last one.
That was my first attempt.
Oh. Oh, interesting.
I would say there was a little bit of rudeness in the seed and a little bit of rudeness in the logic that put WindFox at a bit of a trail on that for most of the seed. But the first wipe that you had, Rax, that sort of gave a lot of time for WindFox to catch up. Fizzle, that
Yeah.
line up with what you're thinking?
Yeah.
So, Rax, why don't you start? Tell us what you thought of the seed.
There were all sorts of rude things. I really wasn't sure exactly what I was going to take at first. Like, am I going to down the fighter? Am I going to down the black belt? Am I just going to take 4? At some point, the black belt died, and I was like, you know what? I have so much gear already. Excal is incentivized. I'm just going to go this way. But the fast at level 8, man. Oh, this was a seed. This was I think the worst one of these I've done so far, which is fun, but also, woof.
Yeah, absolutely. The back and forth logic, the Toph bonk for the chime lock, lots of rudeness there. WindFox, your thoughts on the seed?
Well, I've at least had 10 minutes to calm down with the tilt with chaos. one hit away as you're hitting for 1,000, like just a high roll and nuke, like, and then see your opponent finish 30 seconds later, knowing you were a round away from winning that race.
Yeah, the nuke rolling super high too. It was in the 340s.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like if that doesn't even break, like I think at 304 health. Anything lower than that, I know I kill him that next attack.
That's
So
just brutal.
I think I had counted something like 2,100 damage up to that point.
Yeah, you certainly had a very large swing from that Vorpal.
Because my first hit was like 1,040 something, then it was like 600, then a couple 300s. It was definitely well more than 2,000. Yeah, I completely forgot the king was an incentive even with the chime locked Topher.
We
Until I
don't
realized-
have a lot of situations where early king is a material flag.
Yeah. Turns out, I mean, this is the 3rd seed I've played with a chime locked over.
Fizzle, do you have questions for our runners?
Sure. I'll just give the one question I always love to hear the answer to. You're handed black belt fighter. What's the thought process going into that vis-a-vis when do you commit to the black belt versus when do you give up and commit to the fighter? First to Rax.
I would have committed to the black belt if I found a grind I felt like I could take before I found enough for the fighter that I was comfortable. The steak and wings was close. Like I almost said, oh, maybe I should try to do this, but I just felt too low level. And before I could have gotten back and really done anything with it, I had all the gear I wanted for the fighter, and the black belt was just not doing anything, and it died, and I just let it die, and it got to rest. It didn't have to see all that, which was probably nice.
WindFox?
I almost always keep them both up. Because I know the fighter's going to be the primary carry, and the black belt / master is just a secondary damage for 300 to 400 damage hits. So I know it'll be doing some damage. May not be the 800 plus like the knight, but it is still minor supplemental damage that may push a fight over the edge when needed. And even 6 hits is still plenty. If you haven't really fast, it's still 12 hits for 800.
That's my one main question. I'll throw it back to you, Saracen.
I guess my last question for the two of you before we go to final thoughts is: did this feel like a Danny seed to you? Because it kind of had a little bit of the long con, but not like super crazy from what I saw. Y'all's thoughts?
I mean, I took like 3 or 4 wipes to random spells that did 200 damage before I was level 10. I get the impression that's a Danny Seed kind of thing, but none of them were spiders, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, the orcs had blaze. Something else had frost, and it was just a slight nuisance in the early game. But once you got past level 12 or 13, it didn't really matter. So, I guess you will call it a Danny Light seed.
Yeah, the only thing that really stuck out to me was just how rude the back and forth logic was. It was kind of all over the place for a while, and running around with the ship is kind of the biggest concern that I had throughout most of what I was seeing you guys run. And like I said, I feel like the long con is the other variant of Danny Seeds, where it doesn't seem bad until it is. That's somewhat mitigated by vanilla scripts, but here we are. Anyway, on that, all I got is final thoughts. We'll start with our winner of game 1, Rax. What you got?
I actually kind of like when it's back and forth, just because it really tests your encounter manipulation and like listening to the music and knowing when you have to reset. And I like that skill, but I wouldn't mind if our next one is a little gentler. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks so much for crewing this one, and yeah, GG's. Good luck. We'll play again soon.
WindFox, your final thoughts.
If Danny's rolling it, I want it to be more Danny. Linear stuff isn't as fun like this one kind of was. I like the chaos. But yeah, GG Rex. We'll figure out game 2 at some point.
Borfin, final thoughts.
Thank you to everyone who helped put on this show tonight. Thank you to our tracker, Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna. Thank you very much, not just for the fun name, but also for the tracking. Thank you to Darkmoon for the restream. Thank you to Saracen. It is always enjoyable to do comms with you, man. And thank you to both runners for putting on one heck of a show today. If you like them, go ahead and give them a follow. They deserve it for making it all the way through a Danny Seed. Yeah, Saracen.
Well, we'll do the condensed version. It's late and I got work in the morning. So if you like what you saw, definitely head over to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. There's a Discord link at the bottom. You should click it. Join the Discord. We got winter tournament action coming up for the next 2 months-ish.
Roughly.
It's going to be great. I recommend it. Come check it out. Lots of viewing opportunities. Put on the spectator role if you would like to get a Discord ping when we're going to have a race come up. That's going to be broadcast. Beyond that, we got a duck program. That's our new player program. That's going to start late March, early April-ish. And that's where we teach you how to play the game and beat us old farts who've been around forever. You know that I've been in this community for 4 years now, Fizzle? And I'm not even here as long as you've been, because I know you're 6, 7?
Eternity.
It's craziness. Anyway, yeah, GG's to both of our runners, Rax and WindFox. Looking forward to game 2. We'll see if there's a game 3 to go with it. And yeah, thank you, Darkmoon on the restream, Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna on the tracking. And with that, good night, everybody. Sleep well. Don't get wrecked by work tomorrow.